Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King, and today I'm going to be giving you part 2 of What If Naruto Was Anos Voldigoad Reincarnation, guys. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other What Ifs over the other channels. If you're new, yes I indeed have 5 channels. All of the links will be down in the description for Anime King 2, Anime King 3, Anime Prince, Anime Symbol, guys. So go ahead, check them out, and yeah, enjoy. And don't forget to turn on the bell notification to see exactly when I post. So without further ado, or wasting any more time, what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode? Begin the intro. So, the last spot we left off. The moment that he gained awareness, he knew that he should not be here. As he taken the sights, the woman that was holding on to him as an infant, she was calling him Naruto. He supposed that was a name that was given to him in this world. She did not seem to be doing so well, so he decided to heal her. Upon doing so, he went to sleep. Kushina was confused as she heard a voice. She had quickly jumped up, thinking that it was some sort of intruder, but there was no one around. She was confused, but the most confusing part was how healthy she felt, as she didn't understand. A moment ago, she was so weakened. Her body felt like it was going to give out soon, but now she felt so healthy. She was not quite sure what was going on, as she looked around trying to understand. She looked towards her babies, as she wondered, but that can't be possible. When Naruto awoke, he found himself in front of a great tragedy. The massive 9-tailed fox was hovering overhead. Minato was going to perform the sealing. As Naruto intervened once again, activating his eyes, the demon eyes of ruin. As Naruto blasts the Shinigami hand away, Minato, who was able to see it, was truly baffled to what he was looking at. Naruto then summoned the Grand Castle and sealed away the half of the fox that was not sealed into his baby sister. Minato and Kushina had overheard everything. As Naruto fell, they jumped to catch him. Minato caught him safely, looking down towards his son with a confused look over his face. Skipping towards the Hokage Tower, Hiruzen couldn't believe what he was being told. They must have misheard what actually happened, because what they were saying just couldn't be physically possible. It couldn't be possible. However, Naruto revealed that he could talk. Time skip, a month later, because of his awakening and his abilities upon awakening, Naruto stunted his growth, so he did not reach maturity. However, he did grow exponentially in a short amount of time, shocking and surprising all of them. He had the height and body of a 4-year-old despite only being a month old. His mom wanted to baby him though. Naruto knew that he wasn't supposed to be in this world, but he was not Anos anymore. He would be going by the name that his mother and father has given him, Naruto Namikaze. Many people wanted to get to know him, as they kept majority of what happened away from the populace, not wanting to tell them everything. However, Mito was the new Jinchuriki, and those secrets were kept close. His mom brought him to the park, where he met Mikoto once again. He met her before. Kushina had told Mikoto because she was her best friend. Mikoto was baffled and surprised by how something like this was even possible. But she was seeing it with her own eyes, so she cannot deny it. As they had been walking to the park, Naruto saw the guilty look on his mother's face. She blamed herself. After all, she was the one that was supposed to be contained in the Nine Tails, and yet, well, she was not too pleased, but Naruto assured her that it wasn't her fault, not at all. That is when he met the daughter, the older daughter, Izumi Uchiha. Their parents believed in that they would become good friends. So Naruto spoke to her, and a small friendship started. A bully tried to bully Naruto, but he ended up hurting his own arm when he punched the invisible wall in front of Naruto. Even at the end of the day, Naruto spoke to him rather calmly, as he seemed to gain another friend as well. He was making friends rather easily. Some time passed after that, as Naruto was now attending the academy. Both him and Izumi show extensive promises, as the teachers realized that keeping them here for more than 1 year would just be stunting their growth. So they were promoted. They were placed in a team with a boy. His name was Toji. He was older than them, as he saw them as runts. However, it did not take too long for him to realize that he was sadly mistaken. Yes, very, very mistaken when he realized how truly powerful they were. The team got along though with their sensei. That was until they were given a mission outside. There was a pregnant woman there, a part of the royal family. Everything was set for her back at home, but they did not think that they would reach. So Naruto offered to bring her by teleportation. When he arrived, Tojo was dead, as a masked man was standing there. Izumi was on her knees, tears in her eyes. Her Sharingan had been activated. The masked man believed that he would get away until Naruto broke right through his space-time ninjutsu and gripped him and slammed him through several trees. Naruto started to beat the living crap out of said man. The man tried to escape as Naruto stepped into his dimension, frightening him. Naruto then realized who he was. He was the one that had caused this all. Naruto snapped his finger in front of the man's face and killed him. He then revived him. He snapped it once again, trying to make the man explain why he did all of this as he snapped it once again. Naruto was about to eviscerate his soul until something arrived. A being out of nowhere slammed an attack into Naruto's chest. It said that Naruto power belonged to it. Naruto was confused by what this was. However, Naruto ended up slashing it, showing it that despite the difference in size or age, he was still vastly powerful. It realized that this was not the time. It took the masked man and vanished. It placed something on him so that Naruto could not find him, and told him to be aware, because they will need his services in the coming future. The masked man was just shocked and confused as Naruto returned. The funeral for his teammate happened. He felt bad that he was not there to save him. If he had, he would have saved him, but he did not make it in time. Naruto created 3 cats that stuck by his mother, father, and Mito as well. Whatever this thing was, it threatened his family, and he wouldn't let his family be hurt. Those cats were very special indeed. Some time passed after that. Izumi was still reeling from the death of her teammate. She could never understand why there was war and chaos in the world. However, something was happening within Konoha. Naruto could feel it, the anger, the rage. He decided to address this problem. He spent a week gathering information, which was rather easy. Naruto arrived down towards Danzo's location to have a little conversation with the man about what his aggression was with the Uchihas. Danzo was completely baffled and shocked as Naruto arrived down there, stepping in front of him. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the place, check out for yourself. So what do you say begin this new episode? We begin this episode with the masked man. He was seated as he reached up and unclipped the mask, removing it from his face. Weeks had passed since the encounter, and even now, there were so many bags under his eyes. It had messed with him more than he thought. He died. He was blown to pieces. And he was brought back. He didn't understand. He never thought that someone could possess powers like that. What was that boy? He had Zetsu gather some information, the best that he could without getting too close. The boy was said to be a prodigy, just like Izumi as well. And then there was that being that saved his life. That thing that told him that it would be back. He still had no idea what exactly was that. All he knew was it was powerful. Yes, it was very powerful. They were able to wreck his dimension. Here he thought that he was the only person that had great power enough to enter his dimension. A physical space away from reality. And the boy broke through it because he was back home. The man just could not fathom that there were some people out there that possessed such powers. And now he was thinking about the threat that was at the village. The daughter of Minato had the 9 tails. Minato was already a big problem, but his son was a being that seemed to possess unimaginable power as well. Able to snap his finger and end his life. Bypassing his Kamui like it was nothing. Just what the hell was going on? He was not the only one thinking that at the moment. Danzo Shimura was standing there. He was rather surprised as he remained where he was, holding on to his cane. Minato had made sure to shorten Danzo's operation. Danzo was afraid to make a move, knowing that Minato knew about him. However, like any good leader, Minato knew that some things had to be done in order for the village to remain where it was. However, Minato had forbade Danzo from taking any more of the children from the orphanage, because that is what he did and raised them into killing machines. This had upset Danzo. For years now, him and the third had an agreement. Neither of them spoke of it, but the both of them knew what was necessary. And now he comes in and wants to throw everything upside down. However, that was not the confusing part. The most confusing part was this boy. What the living hell was going on? Danzo could not understand. How did this boy find his location? Immediately, all of his root ninjas that were in the facility dropped down on the ledges. There was someone beside Danzo. He was a few years older than Naruto. His name was Fu. He was a very special boy. He was a Yamanaka. The other one, his name was Torun. Torun was also special as well. His insects were the most deadliest in the history of the Aberame clan. Both of them were going to become Danzo's personal guards. Danzo was training them in that regard. Naruto glanced around his hands, resting in his pocket. You have more people down here than I thought. Well, that's not the reason why I came to speak to you. I've been watching you for some time, and I've seen your actions. You're spreading lies and rumors about the Uchiha clan. You're turning the public against them. And every single meeting that you attend, you keep on pushing them further and further away. You're isolating them, pushing them against a corner that they cannot emerge unless they fight back. And if they do, you will turn the entire village against them. However, there are a few people that I care for in that clan. And besides, your actions would lead to a civil war in this country. So I need you to stop. My father can tell that you're still important because of the things that you allow your people down here to do. Because most ninjas wouldn't be able to do that themselves. Their mind wouldn't be able to handle what you make your root ninjas do. So, your existence is still needed. However, your action against the Uchihas must come to an immediate stop. Danzo made a gesture with his finger. Immediately Fu went through hand sign and fire off his technique. It slammed right into Naruto as Torun helped Fu up. Danzo waited for the success. "So, do we have a deal?" said Naruto. Danzo blinked his one eye in utter shock. Torun could not understand. "Oh, you must be wondering where he is." Naruto reached out as his fingertips turned red. He gripped his own chest before he started to yank and tear something out of him. It was not physical though, a spirit. Naruto was now holding the unconscious Fu, his spirit in his hand, as he had tried to take over Naruto's body. However, the moment he entered, he slammed into a brick wall and he was unable to go anywhere. "I'm afraid my mind is too powerful for him to try to take over." Naruto stepped forward, the Anvus readied themselves, as he stood a few feet away from Danzo before throwing. Fu fell down on his butt. A frightening look on his face. He tapped himself at least several times. How did you? Naruto did not look at him though. He held his hand out as he said a word. "Zek." A magical circle appeared. "This is a contract that you will sign with me, to bar you from going after the Uchihas or making a move against them. If you break this contract, you will die. Just simply hold your hand up against the circle and the contract will be formed." A lot was going through Danzo's mind at the moment, but there was no way in hell that he was going to touch that. Absolutely not. He looked at Naruto. "You seem to be in the assumption that I'm going to sign a contract with you. However, I'm afraid that you're wrong. I don't know what you intend to make a reality by coming down here. However, we do not have a deal," said Danzo, "and I'm afraid that you know too much. But you're the son of Minato, and I can't have anything tracing back to me. But I can't allow you to leave with such information in your mind." Naruto looked behind him as he saw the root ninjas jumping down, two of them approaching Naruto. Danzo backed away. He knew this boy was unusual, so he did not want to take any chances after seeing what happened with Fu. "Bring him to me," said Danzo. The two ninjas rushed towards Naruto until blood exploded out of their mouth, their eyes, their nose, and their ears. They collapsed down to their knees. They were shocked. What did you do?" "You can't hear it," said Naruto. They then heard it. Its heartbeat. Once again, they collapsed face first, leaking like a fountain. Naruto brushed his hands off. "I really did not intend to come down here to get my hands dirty. So would you mind just signing the Zek so we can get this over with?" Danzo's mind was racing. The child was undisturbed, unbothered by what was going on, despite the amount of people that he had under his control. Why didn't he care? Was he that confident in his power? "I will not sign anything," said Danzo. Naruto sighed as he started to weigh the option. He started to count every members that were inside here. "Well, it seems I'll have to do it the hard way. I was thinking, what is your life and your pawn's life compared to everyone else's life if a civil war breaks out and the people I care about? So fine, don't sign it. I'll simply kill you. And then I'll free you all," said Naruto. "You have all been manipulated to believe that you're serving Konoha, but all you're doing is pushing his propaganda. I know that none of you can fight against him because of the control that he has over you. But I'll free you, because if he's allowed to live and does not make this contract with me, he will cause many to die in this village. And this village will then be attacked by others from the outside believing that it's weak. So think deep within yourself. Is that really the kind of village that you want to see?" Danzo narrowed his gaze. "They won't listen to you," he said. "And if you think You can just walk down here and end my life. You are truly mistaken. You are just a naive boy that has unusual powers. Nothing I haven't come across before. I was hoping just to erase your memory of knowing anything about me and my people, but you've gone too far. Now, I will have to stop you from running that mouth of yours to your father. He already has me being watched, so I'm afraid that I'm going to have to prevent you from speaking back to him ever again. You shouldn't have come down here, said Danzo. He raised his hand. Upon doing so, he lowered it. Remain where you are, said Naruto. Every ninja in the room froze. Attack, Danzo said, speaking instead of using his actions. Naruto smiled towards Danzo. It seems my words are more compelling than yours. What are you doing to them, said Danzo. I said it. My words are more compelling, said Naruto as he started to walk towards the man. The root ninjas were trying to break free. As some of them were able to, they jumped down towards the railing. Danzo backed away. One of them rushed towards Naruto with a blade in hand, ready to take his head clean off. Inglum, said Naruto. The two ninjas that were dead on the ground rose up. They were now zombies. Instead of experiencing the pain of hatred when they died, they gained immense power. A dark, purple aura was leaking off their bodies. Naruto calmly kept on walking towards Danzo. Fu and Torun decided to make their move. It was Torun that rushed forward, Fu stayed behind. Torun reached Naruto and reached out his hand as Naruto grabbed his hand. Torun smiled at that. It's over. From the connection that he made with Naruto, a purple spot started to expand on Naruto's hand. However, it started to reverse. Torun was confused as the mark started to be pushed back to him. However, something was wrong. He dropped down to the ground, gripping his hand. Looking closer, his bugs. His own bugs were now infecting his skin. He screamed out in pain. Seeing what was going to happen, he quickly reached for his blade and sliced, taking his own arm off in the process. As he gripped onto the stump, Fu rushed forward and swung as Naruto ducked and weaved out of the way. Not bad, said Naruto, as he brought his hands up and punched after Fu. Fu stepped back as he jumped forward and kicked. Naruto slapped his leg down before punching him right in the stomach. He then appeared behind Fu with pure speed as he kicked him out of the air. Fu slammed headfirst into the railing. He was unconscious. Naruto kept on walking towards Danzo. He held his hand out. Dark mist started to gather until it turned into a red and black blade. An ominous feeling started to rise out of it. Danzo's Chimera has never, in his entire time of existing, felt such fear. His heart felt like it was clenched. He could not move. He was going to die. There was no if or but. He was going to die. Wait, he said, raising his arm. The zombie. The both of them immediately stopped. As Danzo peered into Naruto's eyes, he saw the future. His body caught on flames, burning into nothingness. His root ninjas being taken away from him. He was going to die. There was no if or but. He was going to die a moment ago. I'll sign the contract, Danzo said. See nowhere out of this except to sign that contract. He had absolutely no idea that this boy possessed such unimaginable power. As Naruto smiled as the circle floated over towards them, Danzo saw the writing and the reason of the contract. Simply follow my steps, said Naruto. The both of their hands made contact with it. Zek, said Naruto, as the contract was formed. If you break the contract, your life will be forfeited immediately. Keep that in mind, said Naruto. He then turned as the zombies collapsed, their body unmoving. Naruto then teleported out of there, leaving Danzo humiliated as he gave in. But he saw it in the boy's eyes. His demise There seemed to be nothing that could stop this boy. How is that even universally possible? He's a child and yet he possessed such power. The man was baffled, frightened by such power. And now, Gonzo looked into his palm. The same magical circle, but it was much smaller, was ingrained in the center of his palm. This was the real deal. Time skip. All the elders of the clan and all the members that could go into battle were currently gathered. Izumi was asleep. She wasn't there. Fukaku Uchiha was standing tall on the podium. His wife wasn't here either, but she knew of what was going on. The Uchihas had had enough. Time and time again, they were being pushed back, treated like they were the enemies. After all they did for this village, they were upset to how they were being treated like they were the enemy and they were just trying to help. The members there were pissed off. Most of them started to take aggression out on the civilians when it was mission time, especially for their leadership and their role as a police. Many has been complaining that the Uchihas were behaving unusually rough. Many of them were just fed up and pissed off to the rumors that they were hearing. So they were here to discuss. But before they could, they saw a flash. Fukaku was frightened. For a moment he thought that was Minato, but he was more so frightened when he saw that it was his son. The boy who was on the same team with Izumi. The boy that he's met on a few occasions. How did he looked towards the entrance that was sealed off at the moment, with a confused look on his face. Immediately, all of the Uchihas rise. "You don't have to rise up," said Naruto. Fukaku spoke up. "How did you get here?" he said. "I have my ways for getting around," said Naruto. "However, I'm here with good news. The ones that has been spreading lies about you has been taken care of. No longer will your clan be pushed out. No longer will the village see you as the enemy. I will make sure of that in the coming weeks. However, you lot who are fed up with the treatment that you are receiving and want to push this in to start in something that might end a lot of lives, I need you to stop immediately." Everyone erupted. "Silence!" said Naruto. They found their mouth being shut. "I know. What has been happening to you guys has been unfair, and the treatment has been bad, but like I said, I made sure that it will not happen again. For you people to still have the mindset of going to a war and hurting people I care about is something I will not allow. So from now on, everyone will be getting together, or else." "Or else what?" one of them said. Naruto sighed. "Your clan might be large, however, the village is more larger. And I'm not above erasing those that stand against the movement I'm trying to bring. I've had enough of this," a man known as Aiko Uchiha said as he rushed forward. "Wait!" Fukaku said. Everyone was appalled. The man exploded into pieces, shocking all of them. "Ingal," said Naruto. The man came back to life. They were shocked. They couldn't believe what they just saw. As for the Uchiha, his eyes were wide as he checked over himself at least 100 times before he realized that he was still there. He saw the blood. "Did I just died?" "Yes, you did," said Naruto. "Unfortunately, your strength was not enough to prevent your death. You seem to be one of the weaker ones. So, is there anyone else that wish to go against me? I'm not above not reviving you after I turn you into paste," Naruto said, looking around. Everyone was afraid to make a move. The proud, strong clan could feel it. Yes, arrogance run in their blood, but they could feel it. Many of them heard about this child. He was on a team with the heir of the clan after all. However, they had absolutely no idea. Naruto stepped forward towards Fukaku Uchiha. Your daughter and I are friends, and I wish to keep things that way and make sure that she does not fall in harm's way. We recently lost a teammate, and I refuse to lose her as well. So I hope that you can keep the rest of them here in line. Because my word is a promise. There will be no one else that will be trying to push you out of the village. What did you do? Said Fukaku, appalled by the scene that he just see, but he kept himself calm. I visited the one that hated you the most. I presume you know who I'm talking about, and I'll make sure the others that has a grudge against your clan does not anymore. So, do your part and keep your people in line. Well, I hope the rest of the meeting is wonderful. I'll be taking my leave. With that, Naruto was gone. The Uchiha was still on the ground. His eyes were wide and in a constant state of fear. He just died. His insides exploded outwards. He died. No if or but about it. He died. Time skip. As a few weeks passed by, positive rumors started to be spread about the Uchiha clan. There were still some negative, but they started to be slowly pushed out, and the Uchiha clan was being more helpful. There was no more complaints about the villagers being harassed or being too roughly handled by the clan. Everything was calm. If things remain like this, maybe eventually things can return. Danzo had pushed the proclamation saying that with the treatment and the rumors and all the complaints, the Uchiha clan must be relocated, but Minato was gravely against this. However, Minato would have had no choice if the rumors got too bad and if the complaints got too many. However, even Minato was rather shocked. Everyone was. Danzo had nothing bad to say about the clan. He let go of his idea of pushing them towards the East Wall location. Everyone was shocked by that. What could have made him change his mind? Usually, he was talking about how bad they were getting, how the complaints were getting worse, and that something need to be done about it. Throughout the meeting, both Danzo and Fukaku kept on looking at each other. The both of them knew why. Fukaku had no doubt in his mind that Naruto had paid Danzo a visit, and Danzo knew that Naruto had paid Fukaku a visit. However, neither man wanted to say that. It was humiliating. A child, a very young child, had stepped into their place of business and forced them to comply to what he was saying. Naruto came by the Uchiha compound. Many that were there that night stayed clear of him. However, no one would bring it up. Naruto greeted them with a smile on his face and acting normal. Izumi noticed a strange look though, and the way members parted away. The ninjas, not the civilians of the Uchiha clan. She kept that to herself though. Naruto was a good friend of hers. She didn't want any bad treatment to be going on for Naruto by her clan. And he was a son of the Hokage as well. She doubted that they would be so bright about it. She did not know what was going on though. A big event was going to happen very soon. It came rather quickly. It was the third birthday of the Hyuga heiress, Hinata Hyuga. Her younger sister Hanabi had just been born some time ago. As Naruto was walking along with his mother, his baby sister Mito was sitting on his shoulders. "Faster," she said, raising her arm. She was 3 years old now. A happy ball of joy and bundle. It's best if it stay that way. As they walk, she would be attending the party. This was more of a social thing because the invitation was open to all the clans of Konoha. Even the Uchiha clan was making an appearance. Yes, and given the rivalry between the two clans. However, it was open to all the clans. If the Uchiha clan did not show up, it would say that the grudge that they had against them was so bad that they could not even show their face. So they were showing up. Baby Sasuke arrived with his sister. Mikoto was also here. It turns out that his mom and Mikoto were good friends with Hitomi. However, if he heard correctly, Hitomi was not feeling well. He wasn't sure what was going on with her. Hitomi was the mother of the two, Hinata and Hanabi. As they arrived, there was a lot of people there. Naruto took Mito off his shoulders and placed her down. She was in a red dress. As she looked around at all the other kids that were there were the Nara heir, the Akamichi heir, there was the Yamanaka heir, and several others as well. Naruto had never met any of these people. As his mother and him made their way over, many of them wanted to shake his hand and meet him. After all, he was a big deal, being the son of the Hokage and Uzumaki as well, and having the fourth blood running through his veins. Izumi was here, so at least he could hang out with her. Everyone else was either way younger or way older. His father and the other ninja staffs were discussing a promotion for the both of them. Leaving them as Genins would just be a waste of time because everyone could see that they are far above that level already. So it was just an insult to be leaving them as such. Naruto and Izumi had grown a lot closer with the death of Toji. They had spent a lot more time together, and that had deepened their friendship. Naruto watched his sister. She rushed over towards a shy little girl. Her name was Hinata Hyuga. His sister took her hand and started to bring her towards the other kids. His sister was a really lively one. As Naruto sat with Izumi watching the kids play. "Are you alright?" said Naruto, seeing a look on her face like she was thinking deeply about something. "Oh, I'm fine," she said. "Why keep it bottled up when someone can be here to help you? Release the intentions and stress that you keep on your head." She sighed. "It's nothing really," she said, looking towards him. "It's just things are different." "What do you mean?" "In my clan, I mean. People are acting strange. I even talked to Shisui about it. However, he doesn't really know what is going on, but he too can tell that they're acting strange." "Strange how?" She looked towards him, knowing that she can trust Naruto. It's hard to describe, but they seem to be more on edge, always checking, and this is just for the ninja populace. "I wonder," she said to herself. "Wonder what?" "Well, you heard the rumors lately, right? But they're changing, so I'm not sure." "The rumors about your clan," said Naruto, "and the treatment of what they give to people. But I heard that things are better now." "Yeah, so why are they acting so cagey?" "I want to ask my father about it to see. However, if it's really serious, I doubt that he will tell me what is really going on. I just hope it's not something that will affect any of us," she said. This world was always throwing her and everyone else curveballs. When you think that everything was going to be normal, it did not stay that way for too long. As her and Naruto talk, he noticed his mom and Mikoto made their way off. However, what Naruto noticed was Hinata, the young girl. Despite trying to look happy, she seemed sad. She was by herself, watching the other kids as Naruto walked over. He knelt down. "Are you alright?" he asked. Hinata turned towards him as she blushed in embarrassment. She was a very shy girl. Yes, she stuttered, barely forming the words. It's alright, said Naruto. Tell me, what is bothering you? Hinata didn't know why. She spoke and opened up to this man. She knew that he was the older brother of the redhead Mito. However, maybe it was because of how her clan was set. Focusing on your emotions was a sign of weakness in their clan. Yes, it sounds bad, but that was just how things were set there. So she had no one else to open up to this about. Her father has been rarely talking to her. He's been busy all the time, but she knew that he was just probably worried about mom. Her mother was very sick. She has been told on several occasions that her mom will get better, but as time passed, all she's seen is things getting worse and worse. Maybe that is why she spilled everything to this person in front of her. But he was a nice person. He was just asking if she was okay. So she told him why. As Naruto saw how sad the child was. Would you mind showing me your mother? He said. Why? She said. Maybe I can help. You can? You can heal her? Hinata asked. The others, they tried, but it don't look like it's working. Well, I'm a little bit different. Hinata took Naruto's hand as she guided him. Naruto followed behind her as they made their way. Naruto saw several people as they walked. They arrived towards a room. The door was slightly open. Naruto heard talking as he focused. It was his mother and Mikoto as well. They were talking to someone. Naruto opened the door as it made a sound. Naruto, Mikoto said, as Kushina looked towards her boy. Naruto's gaze fell towards the woman in the bed. Her skin looking so pale. She looked so tired. He told me didn't want Hinata to see her like this. She didn't want to make her little girl sad. Hinata instantly started to tear up, as the conditions that her mother was in was much worse than the last time she saw her. There were several machines and tubes running to her body. Naruto knelt down as he held on to the little girl. Shh, it's gonna be alright, he said. Hinata was still crying though, as Naruto picked her up and walked over. She was rather light. He told me look towards the boy, as Naruto gazed started to scan over the woman. Hinata baby, please don't cry, said Hitomi, as she motioned for Naruto to hand her over. So he did. Hinata curled up in the bed beside her mother, placing an arm around her. Kushina and Mikoto looked towards Naruto until his eyes settled on Hitomi's stomach. Hinata cried and held on to her mother until she fell asleep in her mother's embrace, crying herself out. As Naruto stepped forward, gazing towards the woman, Mikoto watched as his eyes change. They now look rather peculiar, similar to the Sharingan. Not a normal Sharingan though, a Mangekyou, but the pattern was more complex. What are you doing? Kushina said, looking towards him. Trying to find out what is ailing her, said Naruto. As he gazed over her, he stepped forward. He took her hand. The woman felt a warmth rush through her body. She actually felt a chill afterwards. I see. Poison. Poison? She's been poisoned? Said Mikoto. Yes. This is no ordinary poison, said Naruto. As he stepped forward, would you mind, he said. Go right ahead, she said to him, wondering if this boy could help her. She wanted to be able to raise her daughter, her baby, Hanabi that did not even know anything yet, and her little girl Hinata. The door opened up as Hayashi Hyuga, her husband, came inside. What is going on in here, he said. He was followed by two others. They were older. Naruto did not respond to them. He kept his eyes closed. He told me eyes closed. Naruto then reached his hand toward her stomach and moved his hand twice before. He told me lean over the side of the bed and threw up. Naruto grabbed the back of her head as he started to pull his hand in front of her face. Suddenly, steam started to came from her nose and mouth, and her eyes as well. All she could do was violently cough. The steam turned into 3 tiny little balls, so tiny they could not even be seen if you stood a feet away from him. Naruto held them in his hand. Suddenly, he blinked away. The door slammed shut. "Where do you think you're going?" said Naruto. Hayashi spun around, shocked by the speed. The 2 elders looked at him, but one of them was sweating. He stepped to the side as Naruto was facing him. "What is going on?" Hayashi said. Hayashi turned, hearing his wife's voice, stronger than ever. He turned. He couldn't believe it. Her skin, it had cleared up. Her eyes, the blood vessels inside of it were no longer pronounced. She was shocked as she was feeling her face. Kushina was holding on to her right hand. Mikoto was holding on to her left. Her skin now felt so warm instead of cold. What did you do?" Hayashi said, as he looked towards the boy that just saved his wife. "I simply removed the very difficult to trace poison from inside of her. Small doses for months now, up to a year. No medic would have noticed this." The trained eyes of the Hyuga were able to implant said poison. The first time it was ever placed was 2 weeks after the announcement of your second daughter. "Isn't that right, Haruga Hyuga?" Naruto said, looking down towards the man that he named Haruga. Father? Hayashi said. What is he talking about?" "I don't know. This child seemed to have lost his mind." "I've lost my mind. Or maybe you're just a liar," said Naruto. Before the man could blink, Naruto gripped his throat. "Speak the truth," he said. The man opened his mouth and he started to speak as fast as ever. "She was weakening the clan, turning my son soft. He was becoming a disgrace. He was dishonoring my name. That is not the way of the Hyuga. Refusing to train your daughter at the ripe age of 3 years old. That is when her training began. But because of that woman, you wanted her to enjoy her childhood. That is not how the Hyuga tradition goes on. This is your fault. Anyone that is here to blame, it's you," he said, glaring at Hitomi. "Hitomi," asked Kushina to move the chair aside. As she did, she pulled herself out of the bed. "You did this. You poisoned me. You would poison your own. You might be a Hyuga, but you are not mine. And you're just weakening our name. I do not even believe your children is worthy to be the heir. 2 girls, no boys. Just a disappointment," he said. "You can be quiet now," said Naruto. He shut his mouth instantly. Hayashi was appalled to think his own father would do something like this. It was unforgiving. Hayashi started to raise his hand until Naruto suddenly snapped his head away. The door was burst open as a Hyuga rushed inside. "We have a problem," he said. Everyone looked towards him. Naruto was gone. Hayashi's father tried to make a break for it, but Hayashi slammed his hand right into his chest, blasting the man into the wall. He quickly summoned the guards to restrain him. They looked towards the man. "What is going on?" "There has been a kidnapping," he said. "A kidnapping? Who?" Kushina said when she realized Naruto was no longer there. Meanwhile, that was going on. Two men were moving as fast as they possibly could. As they ran, the both of them had split apart. They were in the same forest, but they were going in opposite directions. An unconscious Mito was being carried away. The other one was carrying away an unconscious Sasuke Uchiha. Izumi was blazing through the forest, along with the Hyugas. Mito and Sasuke decided to stray away from the group. The both of them had a competition ever since they met. And they were babies when they met, but it got worse the more they grew. They always tried to one-up the other, always saying that her big brother is cooler or his big sister is cooler. They stray away from the group, and doing so, they were grabbed. The reason why Minato was not here was he was having a talk with a few ambassadors from Kumo. Yes, on this night, they wanted to sign a non-aggression between them. Minato was happy to hear that. This would just prevent any future wrongdoings. However, this was just a ploy, so they could enter the village and steal the Byakugan. However, their plans did not go as expected. When the young girl was led inside, she had bring someone with her. They did not want to go home empty-handed, so they saw two children going off by their own. No one really focusing because there was so much people talking and moving around. And then they strike. However, they made one fatal mistake in who they decided to kidnap. Naruto reappeared in mid-air, his gaze swallowing the forest down below. He held his hand out as he could see the two ninjas running with the unconscious children as fast as they could, trying to escape the village. However, that was not possible. Naruto was pissed. His sister, of all people to go after, his sister. Unknown to them, the necklace around his sister's neck was actually a cat. The three identical cats that had been with Minato, Kushina, and Mito always turned into jewelry. A necklace for his sister's neck, a bang on his mother's arm. The last one had fused with his father like a mark. Yes, right in the center of his palm, there was a mark where the cat resided. They weren't living beings, and at the same time they were, so they need no food or water, so they were not bothered in the slightest. Ino Yeben, said Naruto. Boom! Both ninjas crashed into an invisible barrier. They pounded at it trying to escape, but they were unsuccessful. Naruto reappeared in front of the ninja that had his sister. The man did not even blink, and yet time seemed to be beyond his control, as Naruto was now holding his sister in his arms. He then vanished. The other ninja found himself face first in the barrier, as Naruto was holding the unconscious Sasuke. Naruto then reappeared where the party was going on, seeing the two mothers as he handed the children over. Kushina saw the look in his eyes. Before she could say anything, he was gone. Naruto appeared in front of the ninja who was trying to flee. He gripped him by the jacket and threw him. He bounced through several trees, crashing hard. The other one was quickly caught by the Hyugas and Izumi as well. Naruto whispered, but his words echoed through the forest. The both of them has been retrieved. They're at the party at the moment. Everyone heard his words. Izumi could tell the tone that Naruto used was not pleasant. A dark, festering aura appeared around Naruto. Tell me, he said, stepping forward. Why? Why did you go after my sister? He said. The ninja, believing that it was a good idea, he swung at Naruto. He screamed as Naruto was now holding on to his right hand. He stepped back in fear. I asked you a question. Naruto crushed the hand right into his chest. He spat up a lot of blood as the bones tore through him. Naruto raised his hand to the man's face. He exploded. Naruto held his hand back up. Ingall. The man reappeared, utterly shocked. Before he could say anything, Ingall. Once again. Ingall. Please, stop it. He begged, petrified. Being exploded and brought back was not pleasant. Naruto gripped him by the throat and threw him. His body reached at least Mach 1. His body started to burn from the friction that Naruto put in the throw. It was so violent. He burst through solid stone. Naruto reappeared and held his hand out. A barrier formed as the man slammed into it. Ingall, said Naruto, reviving him. Naruto gripped him by his throat and held him to the sky. Jurus, he said. Black lightning exploded from his right hand. Naruto shoved it into the man's face. It turned into a violent typhoon that tore his body to sunder. Ingall. Naruto revived him once again and launched him into the sky. Fang Nov, said Naruto. A massive black cloud gathered out of nowhere. Purple lightning started to slam into the man, ripping and tearing his body apart. Ingall, said Naruto, reviving the man. He was shaking. He was terrified. Speak! The man spilled everything. He spilled it all. The treaty that they were signing was. It was a real treaty, but there were certain speculations inside of it. If any of them killed any of their ninjas, the village would be compensated for the one that ended that ninja life. The Raikage know of this, of course. So, even if his people fail, he had possible deniability to say that they weren't behind this, and their people kill his people, and Minato would look like the one that was bad in this one, because he would not be standing by the word of the treaty that they signed to hand over the one that ended their life. They were sent here to go after the Byakugan. If they get it, they win. If they did not, they win as well, as the Hyuga would be sent to them so they could find the secrets. However, these two idiots believe that they saw the best opening to kidnap the other two children, given who their parents were. That was a good idea, but that was the most worst idea that any of them had ever thought of. Thank you for speaking the truth, said Naruto. But anyone that harmed my family, your punishment is death. Dikozu, said Naruto. As he rested his hand in the man's chest, a black snake fused into the man's body. Suddenly, his chakra started to run amok. It started to swell and explode out of his body. Many ninjas started to rush towards the scene as they watched. The Kumo ninja ripped himself from the inside out, his chakra destroying him down to nothingness. He was gone, eviscerated. However, Naruto was not done. They were signing a treaty to bring peace, and yet the only thing on these people's mind was war. Who the hell do they think they are? Countless have died, and they're just sending these countless to their deaths time and time again. What kind of leader watches people suffer again and again, knowing that they can put a stop to it, but they don't? Naruto was pissed off from his sister being kidnapped, but this was just pissing him off even more. His destruction magic started to leak out of him, which was not good for the world or the environment. You know what? Screw it. Naruto was gone. As the ninjas arrived on the scene, they saw. However, they did not know where he went. Time skip. It was a wonderful night in the land of lightning until he arrived, floating in the sky, looking down towards the village. Naruto Namikaze descended right down towards the village. His demon eyes of ruins activated as he descended down upon them. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notifications they posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other what ifs of the other channels. If you're new, yes guys, I indeed have 5 more channels. All the links will be down in the description, so go ahead, check them out, and yeah, enjoy. So without further ado, I'm out for now. See you guys soon. Peace out.